In episode 1, I told you to watch Brent crude. It hit $119. In episode 2, I told you to watch Qatar. Qatar expelled Iran's military attachés 3 days later. Now I need to tell you what just happened to the 48-hour ultimatum. It expired. No strike. The 48-hour ultimatum Trump issued to Iran expired this week. No military action followed. Same day, Pakistan flew a 15-point framework document to Tehran. Iran's official statement: we received no plan. We are not negotiating. That is not a rejection. That is a negotiating position. When a country wants to reject something, they don't set a window. Iran gave Pakistan 5 days to get a response. That window expired this weekend. Two things are true at the same time right now. Iran is publicly denying everything, and the clock is still running. Let's talk about who actually wants this deal and what it costs each of them. Trump cannot bomb his way to a 2026 midterm victory with $170 oil. Oxford Economics models a U.S. recession at $140. Oxford Economics models a U.S. recession at $140, Brent sustained for 60 days. Trump's team has read that report. The ultimatum was leverage, not a launch order. Iran's supreme leader cannot be seen surrendering, not publicly, not to an ultimatum. So the denial is the negotiation. Iran will sign nothing it first admits to discussing. This is not new behavior. This is exactly how the 2015 nuclear deal started. Public denial, private engagement, announcement later. Pakistan is not doing this out of goodwill. Islamabad is extracting something from both sides for this mediation. Watch what Pakistan asks for publicly in the next 72 hours. That is, a price tag on this deal. Netanyahu is watching this extremely carefully. A deal that leaves Iran's nuclear program intact cuts Israel out of their endgame. Qatar already moved, expelled attachés 2 weeks ago. They want this over. Here's what the 15-point plan tells us that the denial doesn't. 15 points means detailed, specific, drafted before delivery. You do not write 15 points for a country you don't believe won't read them. This document exists because someone in Tehran requested structure. The denial is face-saving. The 15 points are the real signal. The 5-day window matters more than the denial. If Iran wanted to reject outright, there is no window. There's just silence. The window is open. The clock is running. That is what the actual signal is. Here's the thing. Iran has done this before. In 2013, Rouhani denied back-channel contact with Obama for 6 weeks while those talks produced the Geneva Interim Agreement. Public denial plus private engagement is not deception. It is the Iranian diplomatic playbook. A portfolio manager in Singapore told me this week their Gulf exposure calls tripled in 4 days. Not because of fear, because of opportunity. Smart money is positioning for a real deal announcement, not a strike. Here's the number stack. Brent crude at 119 contains a war premium of 25 to 30 per barrel. That premium represents approximately $180 billion in annualized global economic drag. If a deal framework is announced, that premium collapses inside 48 hours. Brent drops to $90 to $95. Every central bank on earth exhales. Europe is the biggest winner in the deal scenario. EU gas futures are currently 30% above their 12-month average. I call this in episode 2. A Rosslaufen resumption means Europe refills storage before winter. The crisis disappears. Here's what they're actually not saying publicly. The U.S. Treasury has modeled at $119. The U.S. inflation print next month is politically catastrophic going to the midterms. Trump doesn't need the generals to tell him to deal. The economics already did. The people positioning for this deal are not making a geopolitical calculation. They are making an economic one. And the math is pointing the same direction as Pakistan's plane. Let's be honest about the downside. If the window closes this weekend with no framework agreed, Trump faces a credibility problem. The ultimatum was public. The blink was public. A second ultimatum means nothing. A strike becomes the only credible signal left. Brent goes to 130 in 48 hours if talks publicly collapse. Europe's winter storage problem becomes structural, not cyclical. Iran knows this math. Pakistan knows this math. The 5-day window is not generous. It is the last window before the economics force a decision nobody wants. Signal 1, Pakistan's next public statement. If Pakistan's language shifts from "we are facilitating dialogue" to "both parties are engaged," Iran said yes behind closed doors. The language shift is the tell. Signal 2, what are port shipping traffic? Check maritimetraffic.com. If Gulf shipping volumes drop 40% in 48 hours after this weekend, talks failed. The market prices this before the press release. Signal 3. A close below $115 means the war premium is bleeding out. Smart money knows something. A close below 110 means the deal is closer than any official statement admits. Trump issued a 48-hour ultimatum. It expired. No strike. Iran received a 15-point plan. It's denying everything. The window closes this weekend. Someone blinked. The question is whether they blink again before the math does it for them. Capital borders. Every move has a motive.